My name is Mukwananzi. I'll be the spokesperson of the CCC as we go forward. We've called this press conference just to give you an update on the situation unfolding in the country and our attitude towards the process thus far. We wish to start by thanking the citizens of Zimbabwe who have shown unrelenting resilience and determination to exercise their inalienable democratic right to vote. We think that this is paramount, this is important, because the right to vote did not come for free. There was a protracted struggle to bring about the realization of the right to vote. And we cannot surrender that right today. So we continue to urge our citizens to remain vigilant in exercising that right and safeguarding and protecting their expression through the ballot. The next coming days are going to be crucial in determining the future of this country. President Nelson Chamisa is well and fine, ready and geared to form a government for everyone. To form a government, an all-inclusive government, which will benefit all citizens in the country. As a movement, we are currently seized with monitoring the electoral process, particularly the V11s and V23s. We are watching ZEC, and we hope that ZEC is going to do the right thing. We know that there are areas where they are refusing to post the V11s and the V23s. And in some instances, it is alleged that presiding officers are actually instructed to make clandestine phone calls before publishing the V11s. We ask our observers, local and international, and our political party observers to record the results and ensure that the results that were counted at the polling station are the same results that will be posted. We are still concerned with the process. We feel that the electoral process is fundamentally flawed and is unable to produce a free and fair electoral outcome. Nonetheless, we knew this beforehand, and we've prepared ourselves to win an unfree and unfair election. How do we do this? We've done that by registering our people overwhelmingly and ensuring that as much as possible and using all means permissible in a democratic society, we defend and protect our vote. So far, the information we have is that we are leading on the presidential election comfortably, and we are doing well on the parliamentary elections. We expect this trend to continue because the people of Zimbabwe have decided that they want change. And the expression of that desire for change is going to come through the victory of the Citizens Coalition for Change and President Nelson Chamisa. As I said earlier on, we are still concerned about the process, and I'm going to highlight some of the key irregularities, which in our view are sufficient to nullify and invalidate this election by a competent court of law. ZEC had an obligation to give us the correct voters' roll upon the successful nomination of our candidates. It was not to be. The ballot papers, we still did not know who printed them, where they were printed, and how many were printed. ZEC had announced that they printed 7.1 million ballot papers for the presidential election and 6.6 million for the parliamentary and local government election. Now the question that begs answers is, how did we have the level of shortage that we witnessed and the delays in the delivery of ballot papers, in particular in areas that are perceived to be the strongholds of the Citizens Coalition for Change? This is a clear indication of the unwillingness of ZANU-PF and ZEC to be transparent and to provide a level playing field for all political actors in Zimbabwe. Still on the ballots, there were pathetic photos of our candidates, in particular our presidential candidate, Advocate Nelson Chamisa. We believe that it was deliberate to put a picture which was not clear in the desperate attempt to cloud the will of the people. We do not accept this, and we hope that we'll have an improvement in the future. In 2018, the AU Observer Mission made a recommendation that ZEC must be more transparent and more consultative in the coming elections. I'm afraid to say that they have not passed that test, and subsequently they have compromised their credibility as an impartial, professional, and credible body to conduct free and fair elections. Free and fair elections are the backbone of legitimacy. If Mr. Mnangagwa wants to claim any veil of legitimacy, he must allow Zimbabwe to have a free and fair election, which in turn will allow our people to freely express their will. In conclusion, we heard that ZEC was saying they delayed the printing of ballot papers because of court cases that were brought about, not just by the CCC, but by other parties. We want to put on record that we should not have gone to court in the first place if ZEC had been doing things properly. The fact that people were going to court over commonsensical processes is in itself a great cause for concern. We would not have gone to court if ZEC had done things properly. But the paradox is that if we had not gone to court, it would have been worse. So ZEC must stop making flimsy excuses. They had 5 years to prepare for this election. We gave them a benefit of doubt. Unfortunately, they failed the test. We are also seeing a concern on some of the figures we are receiving on the ground. For example, some of the delimitation anomalies are the fact that we are supposed to have at least between 22,000 and 33,000 per constituency. I'm told that in Mbare, more than 43,000 voted. It means, therefore, that between February and the closure of the registration process, a curious 12,000 additional voters registered. A It's a red flag. It's also prevalent in Churu and in other areas. I think I've come to the end of our update. I will invite members of the press to ask questions. My sister Ellen will assist me with the questions.